Hello magical practitioners, I am Ivy the Occultist on YouTube and on Instagram, and today we're going to do a honest book review of Mastering Magic by Mat Auryn. This book has been highly anticipated by many people, including myself. Most of you know that are already subscribed to this channel, but I am obsessed with his first book, The Psychic Witch. And I recommend it to literally everyone. Anytime somebody is a beginner, they're entering the world of magic or witchcraft for the first time, I'm always telling them to read Psychic Witch because it's important to understand how to manipulate and control your energy. And I felt like his Psychic Witch book did an excellent job of teaching beginners and even adept practitioners how to control and manipulate their own energy. So with this book coming out, I pre-ordered it back in spring of 2022, and I have very, very high expectations because first of all, I'm obsessed with Psychic Witch, love that book. Again, I recommend it to literally everybody. You all know this by now. Second of all, I love Matt as a person. I think he is a great human being, and I just really, really appreciate how humble and kind he is. And I really like to support authors like that. So we are reviewing the Mastering Magic book today. Let's talk about what's inside this book. So the first question that I want to answer is, does it live up to the hype? Because that is the biggest question for a lot of people that have been following Matt's journey. Yes, it does live up to the hype. I am very pleasantly surprised. It's hard to follow up a book like Psychic Witch with something even greater. I mean, how do you even do that? So I am very, very impressed by Mat Auryn's work in Mastering Magic. Now, without giving too many things away, this book does start out with Matt sharing a very, very personal story, something that was very triumphant for him, something that was very emotional, raw, and relatable. I actually had tears to my eyes when I was reading the beginning part of this book, so I won't tell you exactly what happened. You can read it for yourself, but I really appreciate him sharing his story as to how he was able to develop his magical abilities so effectively. And this book is beginner friendly. This probably is going to be the book that I now recommend to beginner witches, thus why I'm making an entire video dedicated to just this book, because it's perfect. It's a perfect entryway for any beginner, but it's not just a beginner book. I was able to find some things in this book that I had not even considered before. And I'm gonna be honest with you guys, it's really difficult for me to find something that I have not heard of before or that I have not considered before. I'm not saying that I'm educated in all magical traditions ever and all different techniques, but it is difficult for me to find inspiration. I was pleasantly surprised reading this book that there were not one, but multiple things in this book that really sparked some new inspiration for me and gave me some ideas and different ways of thinking that I had not considered previously. And if you have read Psychic Witch, you don't necessarily have to read Psychic Witch to read Mastering Magic, but you might know that there are a lot of exercises for you to try. Mastering Magic is very similar. It does have quite a bit of exercises for you to try, but one thing I loved about his exercises in Mastering Magic is that he has a lot of tools and techniques and tips for people who struggle with visualization, because there is a small percentage of the population that can't visualize whatsoever, and so it's really difficult for them to do, you know, some of the exercises in Psychic Witch. Mastering Magic seems to kind of solve all of those problems, and he really does make it accessible to all communities, including people that do struggle with visualization. So if you are one of those people, definitely pick up this book. He's got lots of tips and techniques for you. But otherwise, he goes over quite a bit in this book. I mean, he goes over some spells that you can do with tarot cards, the 3 souls, the 3 cauldrons, hermeticism, cleansing and protection. Ooh, he even goes over spiritual shapes and spaces, such as crosses, circles, pyramids. You know, everyone's always casting circles for their sacred space, but what about casting a square or a pyramid, or using crosses to make sacred space in your spell work for different metaphysical purposes? I thought that was genius. He also goes over some inner temple work, which I love, and he also goes over frequencies of colors. Y'all, you know how I am so passionate about the biopsychology of color, how I'm passionate about frequencies of colors and all of those things. He touches on that just briefly, but he does touch on it, and that made me very, very happy because I don't see that in a lot of witchcraft books. He goes over planetary energies. I mean, there is just so much stuff in this book, and I love Side note on the aesthetics, gorgeous cover, and I love that it matches the original Psychic Witch book. Now it looks like I have a little set, which I'm very pleased with. So I absolutely recommend this to beginners, intermediates, and adepts alike. And as a quick story time, I had actually talked about the Psychic Witch book so much on my videos that actually Mat Auryn ended up seeing one of my videos, and then we friended each other on Facebook back when I was actually using Facebook. So he is an awesome person. And Matt, if you're watching this, good work. You definitely lived up to the hype. I hope this quick book review was helpful for you, and thank you so much for watching this video. I would like to do a quick shout out to my patrons. As always, thank you so much for your continued support. If anyone's interested in becoming part of our private online community, I will leave the link in the description box below. I hope you all have a blessed day. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in a video very soon.